So RESTful is a base concept to microservice. First, we are going to see what is web services. Introduction concept to web services here. Okay, then we are going to see REST services or REST web services. Okay, then creating of REST APIs and endpoints construction here. Okay, writing consumer applications, testing using Postman, Swagger, JUnit. We are going to see. Then we are going to see here microservice introduction here. Okay, we are going to see how can we implement microservice design. Introduction to this one here. Okay, patterns used in microservice. MS means microservice. Shortcut I write like this. Okay, so these are the major things actually. Of course, this session explanation of this one only takes easily 2 to 3 days actually. Okay, so this is an introduction we are going to see initially. Okay, so what is RESTful service and how can we consume these applications that we are going to see? Observe this one here. First of all, we'll see introduction to web services. Why web service concept has come? Okay, what is the use of this one? Generally, by taking your technologies and frameworks, we can develop one application and another application like that multiple. But I want to link them. One application wants to integrate or link with another application, then we are going to use a concept called web services. Okay, in simple, it is a process of integration of applications. Okay, even any language they may use here or any technology they may use here. Okay, language independent and technology is independent here. Okay, that's actually integration of two applications, or we can also call linking two different projects which are running in two different servers here. Linking two different projects which are running in two different places, or simply we can also call different servers. Okay, they might be running in a different places or different servers, whatever you call here. Okay, that's actually called web service major purpose. Generally, if you want to develop one application, what we will do, okay, we are going to write one application. Okay, that application we are going to write the code for presentation layer. Okay, and service layer, data access layer. Like this, we write three: presentation layer, okay, service layer, and data access layer. If you are writing one application, these three we write. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now this presentation, service, and data access layer, we are actually developing the application by using WebMVC. This is working fine. There is no problem, working perfectly. This is application one. Okay, any application, e-commerce application, shopping, payment, medical, any application, assumption running in server one. Audible to everyone? Hello, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. So here there is an application I have developed assumption by using some frameworks and technologies. Okay, three layers are written here: presentation layer, service layer, and data access layer. Example, you take it as a Book My Show application. Any application, not a issue here. In the same way, there is another application running in server 2. Okay, which is having same presentation, service and data access layer here. Okay, this is server 2. It's application 2. It's the Paytm application here. Okay, so this application 2, okay, I'm just taking here, it's an integration layer, IL. So here's it, you can take it's an integration layer. So service layer that will communicate with integration layer. Why this integration layer? Generally, this application server 1, application 1 wants to communicate with application 2. Okay, so presentation, service, such communication is not possible. I have to write some additional code. Such additional code will be in the integration layer, IL. Fourth layer comes into picture. Here also integration layer comes into picture. Okay, this integration layer, okay, whatever the integration layer that you see will be connected with the current application service layer. Okay, here this integration layer will be connected with the current application service layer. This integration layer contains web services. Okay, by using web services, we are not developing presentation layer. We are not developing service layer. We are not developing data access layer. We are developing integration layer. If already project is exist, we can link one application with another application. Okay, here web service comes into picture. Okay, so linking two different projects if already exist. Okay, we are just linking, we can also call integrate. So for that we are using the concept called web services. Okay, just I'm using here, observe. Okay, so understand why web services. Okay, web services is a process of integration of applications which are implemented using any language and any technology. In simple, linking two different projects. Okay, one might have implemented in Java, another one might have implemented in .NET. Yes, there is a possibility two applications might be implemented in different languages. Okay, one application, okay, is actually, why linking means Book My Show wants to use Paytm service. You went to Book My Show, okay, you book a ticket here and you want to do payment by using Paytm or something like Google Pay. Okay, if one application wants to communicate with another application, web service required. For example, you will order food by using one online application. Which is application you're mostly using for food order? Mohit? Okay. Yeah. So Zomato, Swiggy. But how you will do payment? How you do payment? Yeah, by using Google Pay, Paytm. Okay. So that means Swiggy and Paytm, Swiggy and Google Pay, they are integrated. Understanding? Two different applications. Credit card also. Just Paytm gate payment gateways and your application, they are connected. Of course, Swiggy money, if you want to load also, again you have to use some application, right? You want to load some money also, you have to again link with some credit card or something like UPA. Anything, something you have to link one application, a credit card application or bank application. Only using Swiggy you cannot do payment. Only one option is cash and delivery. Okay, of course, I think that is not there, I feel. Okay, so here like we have possibilities. So one application wants to communicate with another application, here we are using. Now the question is, How these applications will communicate with each other? Okay, by using a protocol called HTTP, because observe both are servers. And how the data will be? Can .NET object understandable by Java application? Are Java object understandable to .NET application? If I give .NET object, Java will understand? Of course, my students are not understanding Java. How .NET will understand? That's not possible, right? Okay, so here, so what is a mediator here is XML or JSON, JavaScript object notation. I will show what are they. Okay, you listen. Okay, so web services uses a protocol called HTTP, and data format will be data. Java object is converted to XML. Data, sir, object. Okay, XML is converted to .NET, or .NET data converted to JSON, and JSON converted to Java. Okay, so here web service major purpose is integration or linking of two existed application. Points to be noted. Okay, by using web services, we are not developing applications. We are not developing applications. Really, we are not developing applications. We are just linking or integrate applications. Okay, to do integration, using, okay, we are actually using, okay, so there's actually fourth layer. What is the fourth layer? It's a IL. That's name is actually called integration layer. Okay, this layer communicates with service layer of same project and IL of another project. Okay, web services uses a protocol. Web services is implemented using HTTP protocol. Protocol standards completely here. It's a rules and set of guidelines giving. Protocol is actually giving rules and guidelines completely to be followed. Okay, and data is exchanged using XML or JSON formats. I'll show what is XML and JSON. This is extensible markup language and JavaScript object notation. I'll show the syntax and structures of them. Okay, not to worry, just follow my instructions. Okay, now this is fine. In integrations layer, we are going to write one integration layer. Okay, so here we write some code. Of course, here also we write some code just to understand what is what. Now tell me, in this example, is BookMyShow using Paytm services or Paytm is using BookMyShow services? BookMyShow is depending on Paytm or Paytm is depending on BookMyShow? Is BookMyShow using Paytm or Paytm is using BookMyShow? BookMyShow is using Paytm services, sir. Hey Paytm, please come and sit with me. So BookMyShow integrated with the Paytm. Okay, Paytm, please provide services to BookMyShow. If someone is trying to book the ticket, they will get actually benefited. Okay, BookMyShow is using Paytm, not Paytm is using. If you open BookMyShow, there you can see the link for Paytm. If you open Paytm, there, of course, there might not be available BookMyShow link. Okay, so here, the point I want to say, one application is using another application services. Okay, such applications actually, of course, Paytm also can book the ticket. That's a secondary scenario. Okay, so here in this example, okay, in this example, BookMyShow is using Paytm. So Paytm I'm just calling as a producer, and BookMyShow is using Paytm. I'm just calling as a consumer. Point to be noted. One application will be using another service. The service provider is actually called producer. The service consumer, of course, okay, service reader is actually called consumer. Okay, so here two applications required for web services. They are producer, service provider, and consumer, service reader, or service consumer, whatever you talk here. Producer and consumer both applications required. Okay, we need actually two different applications here. Of course, more than at least two. Okay, there could be three producer, five consumer, 20 producers also will be there. Okay, minimum if you want to implement one application, one producer. Okay, of course there is another producer, another consumer can become here producer here. Even Paytm can behave some consumer to another application to producer. If you want to load the money from credit card account or bank account, now bank is a producer and Paytm is a consumer. Understanding? Yes, one application can behave even as a producer and consumer too, based on the requirement, and it can connect with multiple producers and multiple consumers. Same code repeated, same kind of content is repeated here. Okay, but at least two applications required. Okay, at least two applications required here. Okay, now let us just see. Okay, web services process actually, how that is actually provided in the REST web services. We are going to see. Okay, the Spring RESTful process here. I'm going to be one application will give service, another application will take service. Okay, Pranavi, very simple. One will give service, another one will take service. For example, okay, here Paytm is actually saying, hey, Book My Show, do you want to use payment services? You can use it me. Okay, you can use it actually, Paytm service. Book My Show is using Paytm service. So Paytm is giving service to Book My Show. Paytm is a producer, Book My Show is a consumer. Okay, one application is providing the service because it's a linking of two applications, right? One is giving service, second one taking service. The one application which is taking the service we call consumer. Okay, another one is actually producer. Okay, let me take one example. Loading amount to Paytm using XYZ bank application. Okay, now tell me, yeah, instead of XYZ, I'll just take ICICI bank application. We are loading amount. Now tell me, which is giving service and which is reading service? Which is producer? Which one is producer here? Which one is consumer? You have to identify, that is important. It's a general, it's not programming, right? Very good. Let us take another example here. Do payment using Paytm after selecting movie ticket in Book My Show. In this case, yeah, this time Paytm is giving service, Paytm is a producer. Now Book My Show is a consumer. Hope you got clarity. Now the statement, one application may behave as either producer or consumer, even both, based on requirement. Hope you are clear with the point number one now. Sometimes one application behaves like a consumer. Okay. Sometimes one application behaves like a producer. Sometimes both, based on the requirement. Next. Okay. There can be multiple producers and consumers exist in network. Okay, but at least at least two applications, one producer and one consumer required for integration. This what point I mentioned. Hope you're clear now. Okay, multiple, of course, definitely multiple will be there in the real time, no doubt about that. But if you want to implement the web service concept, minimum two applications required. Minimum two applications required. One is producer, another one is consumer. Okay, one is producer, another one is consumer. Okay, now listen carefully. Some workflow process I'm just showing here. Just a simple workflow process I'm just showing. Look at how two applications will communicate with each other by using HTTP protocol. One is producer and second one is a consumer. What is the protocol used here is HTTP. HTTP contains request. Request contains two parts, head section, body section. Okay, head section I'm not mentioning now. Okay, that contains content type, header parameter, method type, get, post, put, URL, some all details will be there. It's a request, head section and body section. Do you want to send something from producer to consumer, consumer to producer, use request concept. This is consumer application and here it's a producer application. Okay, so we are using request. Body contains JSON. Simple syntax will be curly braces, key colon value, or it may contains XML. Simple syntax, open tags and close tags. Okay, so here consumer will use HTTP protocol. Consumer will use HTTP protocol, and that is actually going to interchange the data by using body section here in the form of XML or JSON. Okay, of course there will be some header parameter exist in the body. Okay, header section contains, actually we'll see that. Okay, now here HTTP response also same, but arrow direction changes slightly. Okay, if you want to send something from producer to consumer application, okay, this time it's a HTTP response. Okay, this time it's actually HTTP response here. It is going to be. Okay, one is actually request. Okay, one is actually request here and second one is actually response here. Okay, so HTTP request or response body contains data in the global format. Okay, now we are going to see what is this XML and JSON formats here. Sample overview I'm going to show here. Both the applications. Okay, now understand, consumer and producer might have implemented in different languages. Of course, same languages too, but majority of the cases different. Majority of the cases are different languages. Producer assumption.net, consumer something like a Java example. Okay, they might have implemented in different languages. Okay, in that case, data is exchanged using global data formats. What are the global data formats here? XML and JSON. One is actually called XML. Yeah, of course, programming language can be same, server can be same. Okay, so majority of the scenarios will be different languages. Okay, for example, Book My Show is implemented in Java. We cannot say, hey Paytm, you also implement in Java. Okay, no, .NET, we don't accept you implement in Java. We cannot say like that. Already application implemented. We don't know which language they might be. Okay, they'll expose their API details. We are going to integrate with us, but the data format will be XML and JSON. Nowadays, XML less used, but I'll show those examples. JSON is the mostly used. Okay, just one small example I'm writing as of now. Okay, what is this XML and JSON to understand? We are going to see separate chapters for that. Okay, one small example. Look at one Java class called employee. Int EID, string employee name, double is like this. I just have. Once we create a Java object like this, employee EOB, new employee if we create, okay, EOB dot set EID, it's a 101. EOB dot set E name, it's a Ajay. EOB dot set ESAL, it's a 300.0. It's a Java object. Look at, it's a Java object. Now, if we convert this one to XML format, if we convert this to XML format here, okay, now we are going to see it's a class name employee. Java object is converted to XML format, not class. Okay, XML means a data object. Okay, so here is actually converted like this here. There we are going to write EID, it's a 101 and close EID. It's a E name. It's a ESAL. Like this. Okay, now this actually converted to JSON format here. Okay, if you look at the JSON format here, now look at JSON looks like this here. It's a double quotes EID. It's a 101. Sample structure, we'll see everything from beginning even. It's a E name. It's a Ajay. This time writing it's a ESAL. Like this. This is example JSON format and example XML format. Okay, XML means data. That is actually called extensible markup language. Okay, XML extensible markup language here, full form here. Okay, so JSON stands for here JavaScript object notation. It's an object structure. It's not array, it's an object structure here. JSON stands for JavaScript object notation. Both are used to represent data only. XML data, but parsing and processing time will be a bit more here. Okay, now the question is, how can we convert Java object to JSON format or JSON to Java object format? Okay, and how can we convert XML to this one here? We are going to use an API called JOXB. JOXB is used actually here. Okay, that is to convert object to XML and XML to object, and here it's actually called JOXN. JOXN API. Okay, that is used to convert Java object to JSON and JSON to Java object. Okay, observe. I'll show again separate chapters are regarding this. Just I'm giving today introduction about regarding web service concept here. Okay, observe. Now look at Java object can be converted into JSON format, even reverse is possible using JOXN API. That API name itself Jackson, it's a converter name. Okay, some set of class interface available that is used to convert Java object to JSON format, JSON to Java object. In the same way, Java object can be converted into XML format. Even reverse is possible using for XML binding. Okay, that is actually called JOXP API. Okay, so you can use Jackson API and JOXP API for conversion. Okay, so here look at this one is a Java object. A class and Java object is converted to this format here. Okay, and this is XML format. Observe carefully. I'm just writing one dummy application here.
Mazin, can you hear me? Rana,
First, we are going to see about some JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is an object in JavaScript programming.
Zainab, Salim.
But later used in web services concept.
I'm asking
Started with Microsoft.NET, but later integrated with other languages even. Okay, it is lightweight compared to programming language objects. Okay, it is global in format. Lightweight means less memory, sir, which takes actually less memory compared to your Java object here, because the simple key and value representation is string here.
so you have this thing. This one you have not used the plus minus for the person.
So here is a global in format means almost every language will understand here.
What type of data is string?
Okay, what is the syntax?
Integer.
What is the syntax here is one curly braces indicates one object, double quotes key colon value. Value is kept in double quotes only in the case of string type.
There is a method.
Value kept in double quotes only in case of string type. So on dot dot dot.
Line like this.
Key must be placed in quotes.
Line. There is a line.
Value is quoted only if string type, else not. Okay, example, if you look at here, there I'm writing, just now I wrote EID 101 colon ename colon ABC esal colon. Okay, it's actually 500.0. We are going to see different syntaxes even. Okay, JSON supports even array representation. Okay, embedded, that is called has a relation. Okay, we are going to see multiple details here. This is one small example you can see. Key colon value, key colon value. Okay, it's actually key must be placed in the quotes. Value is quoted only if string type, else not required. Okay, now Spring Boot application default supports. Okay, the default supports actually concept of JSON Jackson. File new starter project. I'm just creating here. Okay, just I'm writing here web test app. Next button. Okay, just choose web dependency, next and finish button here. Okay, a simple web dependency added here, nothing else.
Other students.
Right click new class test.
Okay, in continuation.
Okay, there I'm writing here main method. I am just writing another main method. I'm not using main class. I'm just writing separate main method. Please look at here. Okay, there I am writing a simple class called employee. Okay, simple class called employee, EID, ename, just sufficient. You can take how many variables you want. I'm creating this employee object here. Okay, you can take some parameters constructor also.
Multiplicity you add in the class diagram.
Like this one object is created. Now look at, I'm just going to use Jackson mapper. I'm just converting this Java object to JSON format. Look at the coding points here. Now this employee object, I'm just trying to convert into JSON format. Look at, there is a class name given object mapper.
Okay, fine.
Look at the class name object mapper. This is not given by Spring Boot. This is given by Jackson, Fast XML company. It's a Jackson API name. Okay. This one, this dependency comes when you add by default web dependency. When you add web dependency, okay, of course, normal core dependency also here. Okay, if you see the dependency hierarchy here, when you add web dependency, starter will come. When you add starter, it's a boot core context will come here. Okay, by default, Jackson.
Class diagram.
Okay, Jackson data bind here.
Class diagram.
Okay, it's a Jackson starter here. You can see. When you add web dependency, Jackson will come here. Jackson data bind annotations here. It is going to have. Okay, now let this be. Now here, object mapper OM is equals to new object mapper. Okay, this object mapper class supports converting the data, okay, JSON to Java object and Java object to JSON. Now, the first example, I have employee object. I just want to convert it to JSON format. In the future, we don't do this code manually. This is done by Spring Boot internally, but I'm just showing manual code here. You just practice one time and leave it here. Write value as a string, pass this object, which returns the JSON string. Run this application, right click, run as Java application here. Okay. Stack Overflow. Okay, I'm just calling that object in the loop, sorry.
Okay. So methods, whenever you have the methods like this, you can use the
Okay, set get methods and all required here. See, are you able to see JSON format? Look at the class name, object mapper. When we add Spring Web dependency in boot applications, by default,
yeah, it is there.
Jackson dependencies are added.
Then you put this line like this.
And provides implicit conversion for object and JSON. You no need to do manual coding, but I'm just showing the manual coding here. Okay, so API details, if you look at here, so what is the class name? Object mapper. Okay, we just apply some annotations here. Okay, that is by mistake. Instead of passing EOB, I passed OM. Okay. So this
also
So here EOB object I'm just passing here, and I'm just getting the JSON object here.
have is
Okay, so here object mapper is a class, and the package name, if you look at here, is a Jackson API. Fast XML
system
is a company here.
subsystem.
So you can see,
Subsystem. This is only one.
and there is a method.
Is nothing but sales.
There is a method
Password.
write value as a string. If you pass object, that returns actually JSON string.
Classes, what associations.
Okay, which is used to convert Java object to JSON format. This actually used to convert Java object to JSON format. You need not to practice this code, just one time you just work and leave it. Now this time I have some string JSON is equals to, this time I just created one JSON. I want to convert this JSON object to JSON format to Java object.
Domain class model. The second.
Okay, then again same, we are using object mapper. OM is equals to new object mapper. Okay, OM dot read value. OM dot read value. Just I'm using this method here. So I'm just passing the JSON. Which class object do you want me to convert? I just want to convert it to employee class, which returns actually employee object. This is out. It's a E. Okay, now this is main one I wrote. This is not going to be executed. This main method will be executed. Java application here cannot construct instance of employee.
When you are designing
no string constructor factory method deserialize. Yeah.
When you are doing a project, you need
Why?
So how you will design the database by referring to ERD, entity relationship diagram. So there are many notations you can use, entity and profit notations that you can see. The
open brace. Open brace miss.
So it is not a best choice for showing
to string method.
Such type of generalization, aggregation.
Now it has come. Curly brace missing. The syntax problem. Okay, so it's converted to. Look at the method name, it's a read value.
This you know.
Method name here, it's a read value. Okay, so in this method, if you pass some JSON and class type, okay, that is actually going to return the object of T.
Should be at least one customer.
So here, one example I'm just giving. Please add Spring Boot web dependency and then you practice this. Add web dependency and practice one time and leave it, because we don't write this in the future manually. Okay, so we are going to use some annotations. That annotation will call this code. Request body and response body will be there. We are going to work on this one. Okay, so here
exactly one customer should be there for order.
This is actually package name, class name and method names here. One is used to convert object to JSON and second one is used to convert JSON to object. Okay, I'm just giving one small task also for you.
Has ordered some drink like juice. This order number is, for example, order number 1, 2, 3. Suppose I delete this one.
Please watch these videos before coming to next session. Okay. See, I don't know any information about festival holidays, but I'm taking one hour session mostly tomorrow and day after tomorrow. If I get any update, definitely I'll inform to you. Okay. Of course, even number of students also very less, they are just joining. Okay. So I'll be taking 1 hour sessions mostly tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'll take some web service concepts there. Okay, later we'll see still same concept continued, same strength continued. We will be taking some lengthy sessions even. Okay, tomorrow we have class because I did not get any information. Okay, so my Gmail account is actually not working, sir. I'm unable to post Google Drive notes also. Just give me 1 day time. I'll post all the notes and I'll update.
customer and
Okay,
order.
thank you for session. Yeah, notes I'll update tomorrow mostly here. MongoDB recordings I'll share mostly. I'll take one more time session. It was not recorded properly. We'll share again. Okay, this links I'll update in the classroom drive also. Download and practice. Thank you.
What is the significance of drawing the line? It means exactly one and it is mandatory, compulsory. This type of notation is called crow feet notation. Okay. Crow feet notation. Crow feet notation means, you can know this simple example. What is this crow feet meaning? So this is crow feet. This is crow feet. So they have named the notation like this. 1 second.